everyone. It is Wednesday and we are here today for our virtual card class. Thank you so much for joining me. Before we get going, we're just going to hang out here for just a minute or two and we will wait for some people to find me. All right, I see that we have a few people on, so we will get started. Thank you so much again for joining me. I really appreciate it. We're going to be going over 4 different stamp sets that are in the new catalog, and I'm going to show you how you can create some beautiful cards. All right, so let's get crafting with our first card. The first stamp set we are going to be using is Timeless Arrangements. This is a beautiful stamp set. It has a lot of really sweet sentiments, and there's a few flowers on here, so if you're looking to make just some very beautiful cards, these are very nice. So we're going to be starting with that. And then I also use this brand new embossing folder. It is in the new catalog, and it's called Countryside Blooms. It is a regular embossing folder. Super sweet. I don't know if you can see. Here, you could see the image on the package a little better. So I've embossed some paper. All right, so let's get crafting. We are going to take, gosh, I don't know why it is so dark in here today. All right, we're going to take a regular piece of cardstock, and we will fold this in half, just like that. All right, then I went ahead and I embossed ahead of time. I don't think you can see this because of the goofy shadows. I don't know if it's the time of day or what's going on. I'm trying to adjust my light a little bit. Yeah, that's not helping today. All right, no worries. Okay, so I have this embossed piece of paper. I also had die cut out from the Country Dies. I forget the name of it. If somebody can help me out. It's from the Countryside Suite. So this is the Designer Series paper. We are going to attach this to our embossed piece. So we're just going to take our Stampin' Seal and put that on here. So I do have an ordering special today. I have all the information posted. You can get this class for free along with the tutorials. You just need to place an order with the link that I have attached for an order of $35, and I will be happy to send you out the kit to make all these cards. And if you spend $50, I will send you a brand new pack of embellishments that is brand new in the catalog, so you may or may not have them already, but you will enjoy them. So all you have to do is just place an order. Super simple. If you need help with that, you can always email me and I can do that for you. All right, so we will just lay out our ribbon. This is the Night of Navy. This did carry over. And all I'm going to be doing is tying a simple bow. Please let me know that you are here and where you are from. Also, let me know what your favorite new color in the catalog is. I have a couple favorites. I guess I don't have one particular one just yet, because they're just all so pretty. All right, this bow is not really working well. Let me just cut this, and we'll trim it up. That might be a little easier. So here in beautiful Adams, Wisconsin, we are in the central part of the state, and we have the most beautiful weather today. Oh my goodness. This is how summer should be. It's like mid-70s. The sun is shining. It's gorgeous. The last time we had this weather, a day later, we got like 6 inches of snow. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen again. All right, so I'm just sliding the bow over a little bit. Then I die cut out a circle and we're going to stamp our sentiment. I'm going to use, what should I use? Hope your day is filled with everything good. So we'll just grab that. And you see this is a photopolymer set. What I like about these sets is they give you the imprint of what stamps are here. This is awesome because I know when I do parties and workshops and all that fun kind of stuff, I always tend to forget that I misplaced a stamp and I put it in the wrong stamp set. So here it tells me if I'm missing something. So that's always cool. All right, and the ink I'm going to use is Misty Moonlight. This is a returning color. This had come out, I don't know, a couple of years ago, and then they took it away. I believe it was an in color. They took it away, and thankfully, they brought it back. This is one of my favorite blues. So I'm just going to stamp. I hope you don't see my head kind of going over. All right. So, giving you a quick update on my studio. Concrete is poured. It is cut. It looks beautiful. Contractor's coming over today, hopefully, to work out all the other details on the build. So I'm super excited about that. I get to start picking out colors. Not sure what color I want for my roof and for the siding and all that fun stuff. All right, I'm going to grab some dimensionals. And I'm going to grab 2 dimensionals. I want to layer it over the top of the bow. So I don't want to have some extra bulk. So I'm not going to put the dimensionals on the sides. I'm going to put one at the top and one at the bottom. And then my ribbon will lay nice and neatly in the center. So I am hoping that the building will be built in like 3 weeks. And then once it's built, my husband and I, well, mostly my husband, I'm not going to lie, can go in there and do all the wiring, have an electrician come and take care of all the stuff that he or she needs to do the drywall, start setting up, and yeah, super excited about that. I get really happy with any kind of remodeling. I love remodeling. My husband, he's not such a big fan because he tends to do most of the work. I'm really good at supervising, but I have done my fair share of helping him with drywall and pulling wire. That's always fun. So I can help with the stuff I can. And I just figure the more I can help with, the sooner it can be up and open and all ready to go. All right, so our card is going to open just like this. And we're going to take our layer that we made and just put it right on the top. Just like that. Isn't that pretty? And then I'm going to be using these glossy dots. They are the in color dots. Sorry. So these are the new colors that we have for the in colors. I like these because they're kind of earthy. I love earthy tones. So I'm excited about this new color palette. All right, so let's get this little guy off of here. Put one here. I think I need a little more putty. Come on. There we go. There, and then we'll grab one big one and we'll put that right at the bottom. Very sweet, simple, elegant. I love the embossing. You could also take, if you wanted to, your marker and kind of do the sprinkle, and I'll be showing you how to do that later. So you could do that on here to give it a little something extra. So, all right, this is card number 1 in your kit. So put that on the side, and we will grab card number 2. Card number 2 is really pretty. I did feature this stamp set last week, but I just absolutely adore it. I think it is very sweet. It is the daisy, cheerful daisies. Move this out of the way. And my gems can go there. All right, let me just clear my area. All right, so we have some new ribbon, and this is coming out in the new in colors. So this is the copper clay. It's very pretty. It's a thicker ribbon. You can, and I have, cut it down the center so you could have a thinner ribbon. It does tend to fray a little bit, so if you're looking for more of that rustic look, that's going to be your thing. All right, so what we will do here is we will just simply fold this in half. And we'll put that on the side. We will take our, this is the Lagoon one. This is Lost Lagoon. I believe that's what it is. Is it? No, I'm sorry. It's Pretty Peacock. And here's that pretty paper. So we will just layer these two. And again, if you do place an order, it does come with the tutorials, which are all the measurements and the exact items that I used. All right, so then what we will do is we will add this to our card. I just want to lay it flat. And then we're going to pull out our paper trimmer. So we will put that just right here. Now I do want to trim my card. And normally I would have done it first, but I don't remember exactly what the dimension was. So what we will do is we will just line this up. Again, the dimension is on the tutorial. There we go. And then this will get added to my scrap bin. Never throw away paper. They work great for sentiments and all kinds of things. All right, so I have another piece of the designer paper, and we're going to glue. We're going to add some adhesive. Well, hello, Linda. Thank you so much for joining me. I love when you come on the Facebook Lives. You're so sweet. All right, so we're just going to lay that down. All right, then what we are going to do is I use the die cut from this bundle, and I'm going to just put some adhesive on the back. And I just have a little silicone piece here. We do sell silicone pads. For the life of me, I could not remember where I put it, so I found one. So I'm just going to use that because I don't want to get glue all over my table. For those of you that use the Tombow glue, you know your fingers can get a little sticky. Just putting this on some of the leaves. With the Tombow glue, this liquid glue, less is more. Because you don't really want it oozing out. But sometimes I feel it just does. It's got a mind of its own. All right. So I did not put glue on the leaves because we cut the card shorter. I don't want it to stick to the base. So we have it here, and we're just going to flip this over, and we're just going to put it right on top, just like that. Make sure I don't have any glue here. No, we're clear. Awesome. Take my scissors. We want to trim this, because otherwise it'll get funky in the envelope. All right, So now what we will do is stamp our sentiment. So I'm going to be using copper clay, brand new ink color, love it. And I need my sentiment, and we're going to use Your Friendship Means Everything. So I have that. Sometimes it's hard to find the words, so what I do is I just kind of open this a little bit and kind of check on the paper in the back. It's just my little thing. I don't know. All right, so we'll juice that up. When you're getting the ink on here, don't mush it down, because then all your letters are going to be funky. Just light tap, and it's up. There we go. Also, when you're putting it on your paper, you don't want to mush. All right, so that is all I need, actually, for this color. Such a fun color. All right, so I have my sentiment, and we are going to use some more glue. So remember I told you how you could cut this? That is exactly what we are going to do. So we're just going to fold a little piece in half, trim it, and we will cut this, and then I'm just going to cut each piece because I want kind of a rustic type look. There we go. A little faster maybe. We'll just fold this in half and cut. Thank you so much to those that took advantage of the ribbon share and the specialty paper share. I had a lot of people that took advantage of that. Super excited. You are going to love all this new stuff. All right. So when I did my sample card, because I had time for it to dry, I used the liquid glue. I'm not going to use the liquid glue this time, just for time's sake. So I'm going to take the Stampin' Seal Plus. Now you have to be careful with this because sometimes, because it is a stronger adhesive than the regular seal, it does tend to pull. So you want to be cautious. So we're just going to randomly put some pieces here. And then I'm just going to put my plus, put a little adhesive on there so it holds this. You are not going to see this hot mess, so don't worry about it. I just wanted something for it to stick on. Trim that up. All right, so now we're going to hide that center. We're going to take some dimensionals. And it's going to have a little more bulk, but that's okay. All right, so there we go, just right in the center. And then I felt it needed a little bit of a pop. So I die cut out from the Pretty Peacock paper that we used here as a border. I die cut out one of the flowers. And we're just going to attach this on the card. I did not die cut any kind of center, and you'll see why. So this, I am going to use some glue. See, it comes out a little wonky sometimes. Come on. I'm afraid to squeeze. There we go. I don't want a big gooey mess. All right. So just a little bit. Pick that up. And I'm just going to lay it right here on the edge. Just like that. And it'll stay. All right. Then we're going to use our linen thread. Just going to tie a really simple bow. Super simple. It's just like tying your shoes. Some people do the bunny ears. I tried the bunny ears. It wasn't working for me. So, trim them up. And I'm going to grab a mini glue dot. These are wonderful. Nice, quick. You don't have to wait for any dry time. So I'm just taking the little dot and putting it right in the center. And then we will put our linen thread on there. All right, so here is our second card. I hope you like this one. So you have plenty of room to write your greeting or whatever it is you want to put in there. It's all cut so it fits in the envelope nice. All right, so that is our second card. All right, so now is the time of year for graduations and birthdays and, well, not that there isn't birthdays the rest of the year, but there's a lot of parties, a lot of things that are happening. So this, I think, is a very versatile set. Not only is this for birthdays, but for celebrations. So it could be for a graduation. You could make it for anything, really. So we are using this pretty new paper. This is, let me try and remember. I'm looking at my ink pads. Azure Afternoon. And we're just going to fold that. And here's some beautiful designer paper. This is the bold, and I'm so bad. I should have some sticky notes that have the names of all this until I can get used to the names. All right, so we're just going to put some adhesive on the back. I really have to learn these. Things have just been so crazy, so much going on. And then it's that time of year where, all the yard work starts. So I was out trimming some shrubs earlier today. I think I'm going to go and get my flowers tomorrow. I didn't see any frost in the forecast. Okay, so I die cut a piece of basic white, and this is out of that country dye frames. So we're going to stamp on here. So we are going to grab our balloons. So this is kind of a two-step stamping. So I need the solid, and then I need the one with just all the little spots. It looks like there's some stars. It looks like confetti. So I do need a scrap piece of paper. And I need my ink pad. All right. So I don't want the full strength of the solid image because I want to come back with the speckles, the confetti, to give more of an impact. So we juice it up nice and thick. We're going to stamp off just a light to take off some of that. Oh, that kind of got weird. Okay, so let's try it again. Stamp off, and now we are going to put our balloon in the center. There we go. And we'll put this back. Then we are going to go and grab our other part of the balloon. Now this I'm not stamping off because, again, I want the full strength. So we'll just line this up. There we go. So you can see all the little speckles. A little confetti. All right. So then we need to add the little string and the tassels. So here's the string and the tassels. I'll use this. And I need a little black. Whoop, for that. And I'm going to use the pebbled path. This is one of the new in colors. So just ink that up. And we're going to hold off on that because I have to add my other balloon. But we'll do our string. Looks like that. And that lined up beautifully. Now my other balloon that I just mentioned, I had die cut out of this beautiful specialty paper. So for those of you that get the specialty paper, you will get this. I don't know if you can see. I probably can't see it on there. I'll do it on there. So it has like little ribbon, confetti. There's some that have hearts. There's stars. But this is like a harder plastic. So I die cut a balloon out of that. You can use the Stampin' Seal behind it. I did it for my card and I did not see it. So, but just to be cautious, I'm not going to put a ton of it on. So you can use the Seal Plus. You do see a little bit of the lines. So I'm just using the regular seal. So this is why I didn't want to stamp my tassels, because I needed the base of the balloon. It is kind of hard to see on camera, but in person you can really see the balloon. Super cute. All right, so now what we will do is put some dimensionals on the back, because you have to have dimensionals. And one more. And we'll put this right here, just in the center, but a little up. All right, we got that. Now we are going to stamp our label. And I think I'm going to use fresh freesia. All right, juice it up. Make sure we got some good coverage. Stamp. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Of course, dimensionals. Have to have them. Just going to use 2. Flip this over. There we go. And you want to put the dimensionals on the sides. You don't want it doubling up because you already used the dimensionals on the bigger label. All right, so I have this twine, and this is out of the Simply Elegant trim. I'm just going to tie a bow. So with this, if you stretch it and rub it through your fingers, it does take some of that curl out, so you can actually kind of work with it. This one you do have to play with. All right, and grab a mini glue dot. Where did I put them? Oh my goodness. Okay, oh, here they are, right in front of me. All right, so I'm just going to grab a glue dot. And we'll put it right here at the base of both balloons. So this is good to add a ribbon in case you didn't quite line up everything. No one will be the wiser. There you go. And then I have these pastel adhesive backed sequins. I used these last week, so you have larger ones and then you have smaller ones. So for this project, I'm going to use the smaller. And with this, you could use really any of these colors. Let's see here. I'll use the gold on this one. On my sample, I used the blue. So I'll put one there. Just mixing things up a little. All right. So here is card number 3. I hope you enjoyed that one. All right. Move these out of the way. Got all my, oh no, I don't, see? That's what happens. So I'm glad these little pictures are on here so I can see if I'm missing any. All right, now this one is a really fun, cute card. I absolutely adore it. So, I love using black and white. So, all we are doing here is taking our regular cardstock. We'll fold this in half. There's our bone folder. And we will grab our paper trimmer. And what we are going to do is on 1/2, we're going to cut in 1 inch. And we're going to cut to the fold. So you want to line up at 1 inch. Make sure that you're using the right blade. 1 inch. And we're going to cut down to this fold. There we go. And we'll just flip it over because we're going to do the exact same thing. I hope it was at 1 inch. Like I said, all the directions and measurements will be in the tutorial. Okay, so then what we will do is we will take our little flaps and we're just going to glue them down. So the outside flaps will just come straight down. Straight down. All right. I cut out some designer series paper. And this was in the Zany Zoo paper. So I don't want this side, I want this side to show, so we'll glue the opposite side. Good. And we'll just layer this. Yes, I was right on my 1 inch. I believe this would be 3/4 of an inch. Alright, there we go. Then what we will do is we will take a piece of just basic white cardstock. We're going to put it on the inside of the card because obviously trying to write something on the black, no one is going to see it. Unless you use like a white marker. I'm just going to layer that right in the center. All right. Now we will do some stamping here. So the sentiment, I'm going to be using 2 sentiments. So I'm going to use a happy birthday. We'll grab that and put it on a block. And then I'm going to use something great to celebrate you. I will grab a little bigger block. Will this work? That should work. All right, just going to use our memento block. Make sure that's nice and juicy. And I just have a 1/2 inch piece of scrap. Just going to stamp that on here. There really is no right length to this one. Because what we're going to do is just kind of angle the edges. And we'll do the same angle on the other side. All right, now I want to do the happy birthday to you. So I have another piece of scrap paper. Just going to stamp it in the center. Doesn't have to be anywhere particular on your scrap paper. So we're done with that. Now what we're going to do is trim this out. So we're just going to use our scissors for this. We'll go this way first. So we're cutting off the happy, cutting off the birthday, and we'll cut out the to you. Then we'll grab each little piece, make it a little smaller. Okay, so I want to keep that one. This can go. Birthday. That can stay. That can go. And happy. All right. So, what we're going to do, I talked about this earlier, about using your marker to flicker some ink. So we're going to move this out of the way. I have a really pretty greenish bluish color. Let's see, so I'm going to grab, what am I going to grab? The black blends. And we're going to use the light and the dark. So all you do is you take your blend and you flick. All right, so we use that one. Let's use the dark. So I just used the light, now I'm going to use the dark. There we go. You have to be gentle because you don't want to mess up your tip. All right. Then what we will do is I die cut out this little raccoon. We're going to color him in. I'm just going to use, we will use light smoky slate. So you want to be careful so we don't give him some black eyes. We want the black around the eyes or the dark around the eyes, but we don't want to give him a black eye. All right, so we'll color him light. And if you do, don't worry. Don't worry. So we have our color remover or color lifter. So I'm just going to color his eyes, take away some of that. We'll let that dry and then I'll hit it again. All right, so let's color his stomach. So again, if you would like the kit to make these super cute cards, just let me know by placing an order and I will get a kit out to you. So now I'm going to use the dark. Just fill the rest of him in. Like that. And I think on my sample I did the colors the other way. So what I will do is, I'll leave that. I'm going to grab my gray because I forgot to do the rest of his tail. Color it out. And then I'm going to use my color lifter again. So I want to make his belly a little lighter. So we're just going to lift up some of that color. See how that works? Isn't that cool? All right, I'm going to get around his face. There we go. And then to give his tail a little bit, I'll just do some strips. And when it dries, you'll see the change. All right, so let's get some dimensionals on this little guy. Oh, and don't forget, Sunday is Mother's Day. So for those of you that have that special lady in your life, whether she is a mom, a grandma, a friend, anyone that you know, please reach out to them this weekend. Let them know that you love them. I'm going to grab a mini one here. And nothing says I love you more than getting a personal card, handmade card. So be sure to get something out in the mail. All right, we're just going to layer him right on here. So I did not add dimensionals up here because I don't want it to stick to the card base. So now let's take some glue. Now, these tweezers are awesome. These are from the embossing kit. So I use them for things such as this. So we're going to add just a little bit of glue. Remember, a little goes a long way. And we'll just lay this right here. Happy. Birthday, and make sure I put it the right direction. Also, something to remember, being a mom to someone is not always by blood. There's plenty of foster moms, adopted moms. There's women that are just so wonderful and kind to other people that they deserve to be recognized as well. Okay, so now what we're going to do is put some adhesive on the back and attach this to our card base. Super cute, fun fold card. So before we attach, we will take, let me just lay him down, this card here, this middle section, fold it forward to the fold. I promise you, my tutorials are not as scattered as my brain is right now. All right, and then we'll put this at the bottom. Just like that. So then your card will open just like this, and we want to make sure the card stays open. So that is why we stamped this. We'll put some dimensionals on the back. So again, don't forget, I do have the ordering special. It is good only through Friday. So be sure to get your orders in so you get the kit for free. You get this card kit for free. You'll make 4 cards. You'll get the envelopes. You'll get all the supplies, including the bling. The only thing you do not get are the stamp sets, so you can always use what you have, or as you're placing your order, you can purchase whichever stamp set you like. All right, and then this is our card. Isn't that cute? I love how it opens. So you could like stick a gift card up in here if you wanted. Isn't that adorable? All right, so let me, oh, you know what? We need bling. Can't have a card without bling. All right, so we will grab some of the medium size. And this is our basic rhinestones. These are just some tried and true embellishments here. One there and one there. So there we go. Let me pull out all the cards that we made. Oh, and I do have this check ribbon. So you could always tie a bow around it. I'll show you the sample that I did. So I'll pull that one out. See, I think the ribbon adds. So all I did was wrap it around and I just tied a knot. Doesn't always have to be a bow. It can be a knot. I know sometimes bows can be a little frustrating at times. There's that card, and this one, and this one. So if you are looking to get this card class for free, you obviously have the video here. It'll be on the Facebook. It will not go away. You can get it for free by placing an order. I have all the information attached to this post. Also, I do have the super cute adhesive pouch. In this adhesive pouch, you get dimensionals. You get the mini glue dots. You get the stamp and seal, where you actually get the case. It's not just a refill. So you get the full thing, plus you get a brand new liquid glue. It is $29. So you can always add that onto your order. I will include a link for that. I am waiving the shipping on this. So it is just the $29, and it's basically the cost of the bag and all of the insides. So that is what I have for you, lovelies. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a fabulous rest of the day. Please do something nice for the mom figure in your life, and God bless. All right, bye-bye.